Jarod, they are going for it. Now, it appears that they are. And like I'm sure fans thought for a while they were kind of caught, in stasis and what's going on with Mizzou. But look, money's coming in to help improve the stadium. Money's coming in to help NIL. They're, about to get more money in their TV contract. Is this the Mizzou administration, the powers that be, that said, all right, we're coming off a really good season. It's time to hit the accelerator?
Yeah, it's go time basically. And I know basketball is struggling right now, but I mean, it kind of helps that last year, they went to the tournament last year. And then, so you just think about the calendar year 2023 for Missouri, with specifically those two sports, go to the tournament. They have all this momentum of recruiting in football. Then they have the great football season. Yeah, stuff starts turning around. And so now it goes from how I guess things usually is for most schools that aren't, blue bloods or those top programs where you're kind of just like building along. They got this NIL law in the summer pass. Now they got this money coming in with all this momentum. It's go time. It's time, especially and with the 12-team playoff and all that other stuff that goes along with that. It's time to really put your foot on the gas pedal and see what you can do now. There's so much more opportunity, and it's just all hitting at the right time.
Well, you got Texas, Oklahoma coming in, but there's a void right now that Alabama, that Georgia, Alabama. There's a little bit of a void. Ole Miss is trying to take advantage of it, but with Florida down, and then obviously LSU slipped a little bit. Do they feel like there's a void too for them to take take advantage of the vacuum?
Yeah, but I think most schools, and we're not going to use Texas, Oklahoma right now because they haven't been to SEC, but most people see all right, Georgia and Alabama, if we're just talking football, they're usually 1 and 2 in some type of way. And then there can be a number of teams that fill in the rest. Like a couple years ago, Tennessee, that was that team that was right there that could beat an Alabama or give Georgia a run for the money or whatever, and the other teams in the league kind of feel that way. Yeah. So now that, pretty much everybody considers the GOAT is not, coaching at Alabama, even though they're bringing a national championship contending coach in there, it's not saving. So people are thinking, could Missouri do something there? Georgia, they still are definitely going to be in the title picture, but they had they didn't do the three-peat. They fell off. They missed, by that one game. So they're a tiny, tiny, tiny bit vulnerable. But, for these other teams, especially like a program with Missouri that was a top 10 team that beat a top 10 team in the Cotton Bowl and has all this momentum going, they're saying, again, our time is now to kind of attack that and get in that upper echelon and not just be a team that every few years it's Missouri that's, one of those top teams and then they get cycled out by, whatever other, SEC team. They want to make it a consistent team.
What do the fans think about no divisions anymore in the SEC, and can that benefit Mizzou?
I think they're okay. It's okay. Everybody's schedule is different. I think they definitely will love not playing Georgia. They'll love not playing Georgia guaranteed every year. But there's some things that is it's good and bad. There's why you don't like playing, Georgia every year. What's the team you probably like playing? It's no disrespect to them, but they like playing a team like Vanderbilt or something like that. They're not too tore up about it, especially because they're still a little bit newer to the conference than most of the other teams in the league. So it's really about their schedule. When you look at their schedule this year, even before Alabama and Nick Saban left and all that stuff, people were saying 10-2 at worst, 11-1. Now people are starting saying 11-1, 12-0. So depending on how these schedules shake out every year, I feel like maybe they'll go back and forth. But I think a lot of Missouri fans are really excited about this year coming up.
Jarod, one more question for me on the stadium, the improvements, $50 million. Of course, we see programs just getting these checks and renovating the arms race, so to speak. How desperate did the stadium need some improvements, and have they really been talked much about what they need to improve the most first?
Well, I think it's sorry. I want to say it's the north end zone. I could be getting that wrong, but yeah. When I going to the stadium the last couple of years I've been there, obviously from my view, I guess, know the same as everybody else, but
Right.
it's just kind of, it's a smaller stadium when you compare it to other SEC stadiums. I think it holds maybe somewhere between like 62 to 66, 67,000 or something like that. So it's a little bit different. They want to kind of expand on that, make it, they've done a lot of great things. I think they cheapen the prices on some of their stuff, like for other sports and stuff like that. So they're trying to, like, Desiree Reed-Francois, she's doing a lot of different things trying to get this place going, and not just the teams, but like the stadium itself. So it's not that it was like in desperate need. It's
Right.
not like it's a construction site necessarily, but again, momentum coming up. Why not do this? Why not expand? This is the perfect time to. You get in the money, you got all the momentum going, and when you're having sellout after sellout, I think you can see why they would want to do something like that.
Well, look, I'm guessing, even though they're not really rivals anymore, that a guy with $62 million just to give away probably lived through the border war times. And Kansas is building a new football stadium, so if you've got the money, like, you can't let Kansas have it, Mizzou not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're exclusive to one another, but yeah, I mean, Kansas is doing what they're doing, building up their stadium. There was somebody who was saying, I can't let that go untouched, especially with how well Missouri is doing. It could be a coincidence more than anything, but if it is, it's the funniest, most ironic coincidence there is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the timing and everything. Thank you, Jarod. We appreciate it always when we need Missouri information, you being available. Have a great day from PowerMissouri.com. That's Jarod Hamilton with us on 365 Sports. One of the